Tonight, the Beaver News is looking behind the curtain at Mom's Weekend Identity Fashion Show.
Hi, I'm Molly Jones with Beaver News. We are at OSU's annual Pet Day put on by the veterinary school at Magruder Hall. And this little guy right here is a gosling.
Finally, we'll have our Monday Night Police Beat and your weekend sports report. We'll have all that and more on tonight's episode of the Beaver News.
Good evening and welcome to your Monday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Theo Hendrickson.
And I'm Megan Davis. We're glad you could join us this evening.
During Mom's Weekend, the OSU Veterinary School put on a celebration for another kind of family member, our pets. Beaver News reporter Molly Jones has the story.
Animal lovers flocked to OSU Pet Day to celebrate the one-of-a-kind relationship between people and their pets.
We just come in here and just enjoy ourselves with our family. And we just, the dogs, seeing all these different breeds and all the people. And there's usually a lot of smiles and a lot of stuff going on.
Welcome to the first ever Pet Day Pet Costume Contest! Woo!
The costume contest was this year's newest addition to the annual event. The fashion statements were as diverse as the animals themselves.
Well, Leanne is wearing a sundress.
And Archibald's wearing pajamas that say waiting for Santa.
This red carpet performance was a bonding experience between humans and pets.
We've had Poncho since he's been 8 months old, and he was our very first llama. We handle him a lot. We show him in a lot of different venues. And so he just gets handled and loved. If you work with them, they're awesome pets. They become desensitized and they will, they'll do stuff like this. They're really awesome.
No matter what kind of animal they chose, we learned one thing for sure about these pet lovers. They take their animal companionship seriously.
They're like my kid. I mean, they make a little mistake and I correct them and they learn from it. They're really good. They're loyal to me. So they're part of my family.
I believe in you. Way to go, Leanne. This is Molly Jones with Beaver News.
Do you love animals? Do you want to show your love but can't think of a way to get involved? Chintimony Wildlife Refuge may have the opportunity you're looking for. Chintimony's refuge specializes in caring for injured wildlife animals ranging from wild rabbits, ducks, and geese to raccoons, squirrels, and birds of prey. Students can volunteer at the refuge without any prior experience. For more information and how to apply, you can visit chintimonywildlife.org.
Honey can be a sweet and dangerous business. Recently, the Environmental Protection Agency and U.S. Department of Agriculture have reported that honeybee colonies have been on the decline due to diseases, poor nutrition, genetics, and pesticide exposure. Oregon State University research has found a decrease of the honeybee population to be 18 to 25% annually in the Northwest area. Officials at the EPA remain cautious to the matter due to the inconclusive evidence from field trials. Washington State University have been moving beehives into cold storage where they have turned unused fruit and potato warehouses into bee refuges.
Moms and Family Weekend, including a fashion show put on by the Memorial Union Quad Program Council. But what does it take to put together a fashion show of this size? We sent Beaver reporter Ashley Van Pelt to get the story behind the runway.
This past Saturday, MUPC presented Identity Fashion Show. Models showcase clothing from student designers and local retailers. But what does it take to put on a fashion show?
I'm from Fagan's Beauty College, and I brought some of my students to style the models today for the annual Mom's Weekend Fashion Show here at OSU. And we styled 46 models and some staff as well. So altogether, probably maybe like 53, 55, something like that.
Freddie and his beauty school students took up to 4 hours to perfect the model's hair for the night's talent. The event itself took much longer to put together.
We've been working on this event probably since fall term, the middle of fall term, I'd say. So we've been working on this show for about 7 months, I think, something like that.
And all of that coordinating paid off.
I've attended this show for the last 3 years, so it was really cool being the coordinator behind it, or one of the coordinators behind it. It was absolutely amazing, and things were running so smoothly backstage. It was almost like people were too calm. We were like, what's gonna happen, you know? But things went off without a hitch, and like I said, the models had a blast, so it was awesome.
This show included pieces from local artists and retailers.
We just wanted to get our name out there and our fashions out on campus.
All of the coordination and teamwork from the night's organizers produced an amazing show that students and parents were glad to be a part of. This has been Ashley Van Pelt with your Beaver News.
And Ashley found out that members of the Fagan Beauty School volunteer their time to help out organizations that need a little bit of extra beauty help right before the event. Well, now it's time to see who's behind bars for this week's episode of Our Police Beat with Theo Hendrickson.
Thanks, Megan. On April 26th, Dixon Recreation Center staff found a 29-year-old OSU student, Daniel Glenn, an intoxicated male in the men's locker room. The staff described Glenn to authorities as very intoxicated and confused, slurred speech and had significant balance problems. The staff clarified that Glenn had not been disruptive, but was found lying face down in the pool area. Glenn refused medical assistance and also declined to provide a breath sample for a preliminary breath test. On April 21st, 20-year-old female Caitlin Simmons was found passed out on a lawn near Northwest 21st Street and Northwest Harrison Avenue. Simmons was being taken care of by a group of concerned males while she was slipping in and out of consciousness when the medics arrived to the scene. When revived, she blew a BAC of 0.27%. Simmons was cited for an MIP and transported to the Good Samaritan Emergency Room in Corvallis. On May 2nd, 20-year-old Benjamin Motter pleaded guilty to 1 count each of theft in the 1st degree, burglary in the 1st degree, robbery in the 3rd degree, and possession of heroin. Judge William A. Locke sentenced Motter, former Oregon State football player, to 36 months formal probation with an 8-year suspended sentence and completion of the Benton County Drug Treatment Program. In exchange for a guilty plea, the court agreed to drop the other 6 counts of property and drug crimes. Before sentencing, Motter stated that he was extremely sorry for his actions and he is grateful to the court for giving him a chance to turn his life around. And that's been your Beaver News Police Beat. Back to you, Megan.
The Portland Trail Blazers' very own radio voice, Bill Wheeler, will be visiting Oregon State's campus on Wednesday. You can attend this meet and greet from 12 to 1 in Snell Hall in KBVR Studio A and learn about the 2007 Sportscaster of the Year, talk about what it's like broadcasting more than 997 Blazer games entering this season. In addition to broadcasting the games with live coverage, Wheeler also has his own talk show on 95.5 The Game, entitled Wheels at Work.
There are a lot of ways you can express your cultural side at OSU, and one cultural diversity group would like you to taste the culture. LEAP at OSU invites OSU students and community members to take part in some delicious cultural dishes handmade by OSU students. There will be brief demos and recipes will be shown about the dishes for those of you interested in honing your own culinary skills. LEAP is a diversity council group at OSU, and free tickets can be acquired at Snell Hall's SLI desk while supplies last. This event takes place on Wednesday, May 8th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. in the MU Ballroom.
OSU is known for its research, development, and innovation in the world of agriculture. And tomorrow, May 7th, you can show your support with Agricultural Awareness Day, also known as Ag Day. In the Memorial Union Quad from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., students, faculty, and Corvallis community members alike can visit various booths from both the College of Agricultural Sciences clubs and other agricultural business vendors. The theme for Ag Day this year is Preserving Tradition, Agvocating Today, Growing Tomorrow.
There is no use crying over spilled milk, but a student club at OSU begs to differ. The OSU Dairy Club is raising concerns after OSU has cut their budget for supplying a livestock judging team this year. Club President Jessica Budge decided to create the Dairy Advocacy Fund that will allow the judging program to continue this year. So far, the club has raised over $13,000, much of which has come from the sales of their Beaver Classic cheese. The dairy judging team has been the earmark of OSU livestock events, and participants have traveled to many national contests to win awards.
Do you have a bunch of junk that you're not quite sure how to recycle? First Alternative Co-op can take that junk off your hands as a liaison applied to Allied Waste Management. Plastic bags, wrappers, plastic garden pots, and even styrofoam can be recycled at the Alternative Co-op or one of the other local recycling centers located around Corvallis. All junk will go to Allied Waste, a company that breaks down keyboards, monitors, batteries, and the like, as well as various other waste types, and recycle them into useful products for the future. You only pay a small fee to leave it, and it's off your hands for good.
OSU has a lot of famous alumni, but none more famous than the Pauling family. This year, OSU Associate Professor of History, Mina Carson, has researched and written a biography chronicling the relationship between Linus and Ava Pauling. The book, titled Ava Helen Pauling, Partner, Activist, Visionary, focuses on the wife of Linus Pauling. The book incorporates research from the Ava and Linus Pauling papers that are housed at OSU's Valley Library in special collections. Both Ava and Linus were born in Oregon and first met on the OSU campus in the 1920s when he was a professor and she was a student. The 228-page book talks about the 60 years of their relationship. The book will be released and is expected to hit bookshelves later this week. Well, we've almost reached the end of our show, but our Monday night wouldn't be complete without a sports report. Tonight, Megan is going to tell us about OSU baseball team's weekend outcome.
Thanks, Theo. The OSU Beaver baseball team had a dip in the past couple weeks as they lost a doubleheader and consequently the series to Washington. But Beaver fans had their faith renewed when the Beavers won out over California in this past weekend's triple game series with scores of 6-1, 5-0, and the final game at a close 6-4. Batting was up, and the winning score to secure the victory in the last game was the use of 3 home runs. The team worked well together, which helped them dominate the Bears. The Beavers remained steady in first place in the conference by percentage points over the Oregon Ducks, who kept pace by dominating Washington State this weekend. The OSU Beavers only have 9 conference games, which include 3 games against the Ducks on May 17th through 19th and a home non-conference game against them again May 21st. Stay tuned every Monday night for more of your favorite Beaver sports updates.
Thanks, Megan. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Theo Hendrickson.
And I'm Megan Davis. We're glad you could join us this evening.
For more of your Beaver news, be sure to watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter @Beaver News. Have a good night.